Hello again, whiskey friends. Thanks for joining everybody for another Whiskey Wednesday. Tonight, we are going to be talking quite a bit about our upcoming Jack Daniels picks. Those are now dropping officially this Monday, March 9th. So we'll go through the tasting notes. We'll get to walk through these together. Kelsey's got his, Darrell's got his. We'll see how everybody feels about it. Though we will say we got to drink quite a bit of it over the weekend while we were in Providence doing a barrel pick over at Copper and Cask. So we'll also be talking about that experience, what we learned across the way, and what's coming down the road from Copper and Cask. So thank you for joining today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. All right. Well, let's bring on Kelsey here. And Kelsey, we're talking about it a little bit, but Kelsey gets to bring these preview bottles whenever we get them in to his friend group on Mondays, which is a standing tradition down there at Arkansas to hang out. So, Kelsey, I am interested to hear what everybody thought about the rye and the Tennessee whiskey.
Welcome, whiskey friends. Cheers, Jeff. Yeah, man, we had a good time. It was perfect weather. It was like, 60, 61 degrees, and he went ahead and put a fire on and hung out. It was really good. Everybody loved the picks as usual. I will say that the people that tasted the bourbon right off fresh crack, I didn't even open them. I just put them there, and we opened them there. The bourbon needs a little few minutes to get some air, especially off fresh crack. But everybody off the rip loved the rye, and it just keeps getting sweeter and sweeter. So that was the consensus. Everybody really enjoyed both, but they had to choose. I think most of them chose the rye. It's just a really decadent, dense type of profile to it.
Yep.
So it was fun. It was a good time. Always is on Mondays.
Very nice. Darrell will be a few minutes late here, so we'll wait for Darrell for a little bit of the proceedings. But why don't we say hi to people while we get in here, Kelsey?
Yep. Let's scroll on up here. The top dog finally made it first this time. Cheers, buddy. JG, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. Roger Reese is in here. Cheers, Roger. Whoa. My little button on my mouse went crazy here. Joe the Sample Guy is here. Eric, got to hang out with him. Super cool guy. I really enjoyed gotten to know him, and a lot of fun. Super nerdy cigar guy for me to hang out with, which I love because we can sit there and talk about it forever, as well as whiskey. Also got to hang out with this guy, Ricardo.
Hey,
you as well. There's Mrs. EJ. Cheers to you as well. Stacy, cheers. All right, I do have
days to St.
Patty's Day. Peter B, and I didn't, in my head, for some reason, Peter was not that tall. Peter was really tall for me. For some reason, I thought he was going to be this like short Italian guy, and I don't know. But Peter B, hang out with you.
Everyone's 5'8" to me on screen.
We had a great time getting to hang out with him as well. And here's our other buddy from Michigan, Gary. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you in here. Who else we got? Sugar Kitty. Good to see you in here. Hooper. What's up, Maddie? Another Michigan feller. Good to see you in here. All right, I'm going to struggle with this one. VTech Pontus?
So that one's Nicholas. That's our Advent Challenge winner. And he was sending me text messages about the Four Roses blend I did for him. I'll have to give you some samples of the bottle I got left.
Nice.
He liked it, though. Gave him this custom sticker and everything for winning Advent.
Sweet. Very nice. We got at Rev021. Cheers to see you in here. Yes, I did dye my beard. I'm vain. I understand. Yes, I did dye my beard.
Did you die with a beer? Did you die drinking a beer? What? I don't
He's
understand,
talking
Vic.
about my beard, not beer.
I don't know if Vic did that on purpose because I was making fun of autocorrect yesterday or what.
Could be.
But autocorrect is getting worse. I swear it's getting worse.
And he's not Italian. He looks Italian to me. I don't know. Just a thing. Sorry, Peter B. What's up, Big Vic? It's scary that I know what he was saying without actually reading it. My mind processed exactly what he was saying. But we are caught up.
All right. Well, thank you for joining, everybody. Well, yes, if I stretched JG, then I'm definitely above 5'8". Exactly. I'm glad you recognize that. All right. As I said, Nicholas is a big fan of that Four Roses blend. If you got a bunch of those different Four Roses barrels, best thing to do with them, try blending them.
I mean, that's why I like the small batch select a lot more than anything that they put out, just because it's a blend of a whole bunch of stuff, and it seems to do way better for me and my palate. So, Whiskey BS is here. Oh, shit.
Hey,
sorry.
Cheers, Brian.
What's up, man? We got to hang out with a lot of cool people. We got to meet some of Darrell's friends and hang out with them as well. A friend of Chris's named Travis. Oh my gosh, those two were a freaking hoot to. Dude, I've never seen two friends go at it as hard as they do as far as like giving each other shit. It's funny. So we had a lot of fun. Great food. We had some hot wieners, as Darrell would call them. Hot wieners. So that was interesting and fun, but it was really good. Speaking of the wiener man himself, hey, it's the hot wiener man.
New York system. What's up, guys?
You got here right in time to hear me talk about hot wieners.
Was that as soon? That's when you were mentioning it?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I missed all that. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
You guys diving into Jack. What did I miss?
Yeah. No, we're just getting into it, kind of talking about my local group talked about it Monday, and they got to try them, so it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
What's up, Wayne?
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, I've got it poured out. I'm actually going to compare the OG sample that the Turks provided from the day of the pick versus the final product here. So I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen. I don't think this will surprise anybody here, but if you can tell the difference on the color, the final rye is darker in my lighting even than the OG rye. So that'll be interesting to compare those.
Cheers, Ethan.
Hey, buddy.
I miss Trav. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Cheers to see you in here, buddy. Bourbon Lover is in here as well. Cheers to you. Let's see else. I think we're caught up. Norseman was in here earlier. Cheers to you, Jay.
Well, for Super Chats tonight, I'm going to put up a lot of my recent acquisitions, including this 13-year Hazmat Buckners that we got while we were in Connecticut, hanging out with Irene Tan. I also got the Remus Experimental 2. I'll give you a sample of the New Riff 6-year malted rye pick from Whiskey Weather and Bourbon Jerks. And what was the last one? Oh, and then a very delicious Joseph Magnus pick from Pour Nerds. So it's going to be a very eclectic sample pack, but a very, very delicious sample pack.
There we go. I am going to put up a samples of some super old like batch. It was the first batch to hit Arkansas, but it was a 5801 Smoke Wagon, which was originally an LE. Dude, that some of a 7-year, some of an 8-year, and a 12-year pick of some old Smoke Wagon, because to me, some of that stuff was some of the best stuff they ever put out. So we'll do a Smoke Wagon Old Flight. We'll give Darrell a minute to think here.
I was just looking behind me. I'll do a Stag Junior flight, and I'll incorporate one of the latest picks that I picked up. So a store pick as well as a couple batches.
Awesome. So make sure you guys get in the super chats, and make sure you guys pay attention on Monday for drop times, because it's going to be a little nuts with 2 other groups in there between the Bourbon Ranch and Stuff and Whiskey as well. So
with Dusty Dan and Drifting Drams too. So 2 extra groups on top of the usual group.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as on top of our normal group. So yeah.
All right.
No Smoke Wagon pickle? No, I don't have the pickle one anymore. I killed that one. Actually, mine wasn't pickle tasting like that though.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right. Really bad. Hold on here. Technically, they are in a box that's on the floor, so they aren't directly on the floor. Therefore, there is a surface between the floor and the bottles, and thus I'm okay, Ethan.
Okay, one word, Jeff, and I don't know if you can say it or not. Semantics, brother. Semantics.
I can
there
see
you
that.
go.
Shit.
All
So
right.
I'm trying to get this on my phone. There we go.
JG is in. Thanks for kicking us off, buddy.
Oh,
really
Eric,
like
some
proper
of his,
cast on there.
1998 Russells. Yeah, man, it's a good one. I really like that one.
Really?
You can thank Todd Ritter on that one. He's the one that got me that.
Ooh, Travis. All right, Travis is in too.
Oh, shit, my eye.
He actually just Venmo'd me.
Sweet.
Venmo.
All right. So I got your name down, Travis. I won't forget that. Now, let's get into the Tennessee whiskey first. I
Okay.
can start with that one. So, the Tennessee whiskey is the one called the Flawless Victory. It was a 6-0 vote for this one out of the samples that they provided us. So this one was unrelenting in that blind flight. Comes in at 129.2 proof. And the barrel house on this one is 2-30.
Thanks, Whiskey BS. Cheers to you. And I tell you what, it's funny. You mention his name and he pops up.
What's up, Todd?
Hey, Todd.
Yeah, I will say it's not conventional Jack Daniels for me. I kind of dig those off profile.
To me,
single
it's
barrels.
almost like a lot of honey and sugar, like almost like a honeycomb type of a note to it. Not so much the cereal part of it, but the sweetness part of it. If you remember the cereal honeycombs.
I do remember honeycombs. Wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad either. I think my aunt used to buy it a lot, and she would buy that and like crappy smacks.
Oh, I love Smacks, dude.
I couldn't do it.
I love Smacks.
I couldn't do it, but honeycombs were pretty good. Do they even still make it? I don't know if I've seen that in the store.
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't think so. Or at least, well, I can't say that for sure because I don't buy cereal anymore. So I haven't been bound the cereal island forever. So I can't really say that for sure.
Gotcha.
I do know, however, that Frankenberry is still made because we talked about it this weekend.
Every October, man. Frankenberry, blueberry, or blueberry. A lot of Frankenberry. Freaking Dan. Nah, Sugar Kitty, I can't do
This tastes the same. So the OG sample and the final sample almost taste identical. There was an extra 6 weeks in the barrel, but that didn't do anything to impact that one. That's probably the closest sample to final product that we have had. But those baking spices are still the main event. I continue to think about Christmas ale baking spices every time I drink this thing.
It's a big, decent color difference
I can see that, Jeff. Like, I didn't think about it. Like, I read some of your notes, but I didn't apologize. I didn't read all of them. But it's more on the finish part that I get it, not right away on the palate. Like, I still get the sweetness of the honey and stuff on the front side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But on the finish and after, like the long, what I call the long finish on the cigar, which is after you've swallowed that, I get a lot of what you're talking about, because it's kind of got that cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of clove, kind of that type of, if you guys remember wassail or what wassail tastes like, that's what it reminds me of.
God, it's intense. Man, that is intense. I was just recording a video with the Hazmat Buckners before I got in here. Dude, that Tennessee whiskey has a more intense finish than the Hazmat Buckners.
Yeah, I mean, it's very viscous too. I mean, I think that's part of it. It's very coating. Even for did they say it was like 6 years old or almost 7? Did we get an age statement on this one? I know we did on the rye.
You know, I left my piece of paper there. Maybe Katie and Ethan, or if Ethan can back me up in the chat.
I want to say it was like 6 or 6.5, but I could have been wrong.
Yeah, 6 or 7 on that. And then the rye is 9 years, is what they told us during the tasting. But I've been trying to think about what the Tennessee whiskey is. I think it's got to be closer to 7, if not straight 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's got, I mean, even the color, I know there's a huge color difference between the bourbon and the rye, but even the color on this for 6 to 7 years is really nice.
Yeah. And it has a lot of like barrel funk and char on the palate for me, which makes it come across a little older.
Now wait, this comes from the tour of the Frankfurt Airbnb, Todd.
Yeah. There were so many people in there that night, though. I don't know how she remembers it.
Said she's the only one that remembers how.
Sorry. Winter chicken dinner swing bat about a swing at Roman Carter. Cheers to you, buddy.
Roman's in.
I don't remember the Tennessee whiskey was older, though. Also one of the best one. Also, the best one is a blend of the two, which I will try. I have not done it yet, Ethan, but I will definitely try.
I don't know. I tried that, and I wasn't a big fan on Saturday night.
I remember you saying that.
That could have been because you might have been a little...
Man.
I was mean to Jeff. I was mean to Jeff and Katie all weekend long, just so you know. Not so much to be mean to Katie, but more to be mean to Jeff. So they were doing... every time we get together, Jeff wants to do like a competition of blinds and let them try to guess based on what bottles are on there. So 3 times in a row, we did a blend and told him, you know, he was only 25% right or 75% right. So he was getting irritated with me. But
yeah,
play.
Katie and I would bottle guess something and they'd be like, you're 75% right. And it was like, wait, you blended something? This wasn't supposed to be a blending thing. So then after we guessed that one, we moved on to the second sample and we're like, okay, no blends this time. Be straight up with us. Nope. They blended again. And then we said, they won't do this a third time. This time they'll be straight with us. Nope. They did it a third time. They just, no matter what we could do.
2-to-1 rye to Tennessee whiskey is the ratio. Yeah, I agree. This is the best comment of the night, and nobody gets it but the guys that were there. Danny Amendola isn't a Hall of Famer. Wait,
keep that one on there. I'm gonna get a screenshot of that one. I'm gonna send a text message to Chris.
So Chris and his friend Travis, like I'm telling you,
Bourbon of the week, Chris. Just so everyone's clear.
Bourbon of the week, Chris, and his friend Travis, who grew up together since they were like 4 or 5. They just constantly nag at each other and pick at each other. And his friend Travis got him so riled up about the fact that Danny Amendola was going to be in the Hall of Fame, or why and it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, they were too freaking. No, anyway, it was funny.
Wait, what?
Man, you guys are dead on with this honeycomb note. We didn't have that in our official notes, but I can't escape it now that you guys said it.
like I said, sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. Yes, we did. And this was Lance. This was not me.
I like that note a lot.
They poured like 18 or 19-year-old Dickel or something like that.
20.
That Lance poured you guys?
Yeah, the 20-year-old Dickel.
20-year-old Dickel? Yeah.
Old. It's so old.
Oh, Jeff was so
old.
special. He was old.
But it's really
That's
good.
the only
too,
tasting note I could get was just it's old.
Yeah,
Really?
I just keep going back to that note because that's what jumps out on the nose to me. But on the palate, it's more like you said, as far as the Christmas ale and baking spices type of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Man, I am still. We were kind of getting it when we were tasting it on Saturday or Friday. The banana note, I am getting nothing right now on a banana note whatsoever.
No, me either. I get just a hint of like a sarsaparilla or it may be kind of that type of a note, like the anise note that comes through a little bit in that mix of spices.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get that note a lot, obviously, when I'm drinking root beer, and it's a very, very familiar note for me. I
feel like Chris said that.
Probably.
Somebody said that during the bottle share, that they were getting that type of note on it. That makes sense, too. The lack of banana, we'll see if it continues on the rye, but these, I don't know if these are off profile or these are the profile that Jack Daniel's is becoming. I think that's the thing that I'm still trying to learn off of this, because we had this conversation when we did our draft that Jack Daniel's is becoming less and less banana. And maybe we even talked about someone said once it might be their yeast strain was strained. And that's where that banana note was coming from for a few years. And it's slowing down, but man, old.
Lance, it was a blast hanging out with you as always. Always fun to hang out with you, man.
I like that a lot.
And that's the cool thing about in the future doing more of these picks is getting more of you guys that can come and meet us for the pick and hang out with you in person. Other than just the blitz. It's always the best part. I mean, it really is. The pick's fun and I enjoy doing them, but the best part is just hanging out. I mean, that's always
1,000%. That's where most of the laughs come from when we're together.
Oh yeah.
It's never really like so much the picks.
If I can force you guys to watch wrestling pay-per-views more often, the better.
Dude, that was the biggest joke. They don't have good Here's the thing. They don't have good wrestlers anymore. Like, they don't wrestle.
They do.
They have fake storylines that they try to make real, and it comes off so cheesy.
I totally forgot how bad that was until you mentioned. Like, I that was completely out of my head. But the women's match, oh my god.
I know, that was such.
God, it was so bad.
So we were hanging out at the Airbnb during the bottle share. They're like, "What should we put on TV?" And very subtly, I just put my ESPN account in and was like, "Let's watch some wrestling." It was not a good time to reintroduce everybody to wrestling, though. It wasn't the best show.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
That was terrible.
Never let drunk Jeff control the remote.
Where's my nose going? I can't smell anymore.
Your description is just called wrestling.
That's what I was thinking. Like, that's just the definition of wrestling.
Hey,
right?
it's not wrestling. I grew up and it was wrestling. Okay, if we were watching something, we were watching wrestling. We weren't watching wrestling. So,
I'm intrigued now to get into the rye. Like,
agreed.
The Tennessee whiskey sample versus final, 100% the same. I'm still wondering if this one's going to be 100% the same with the rye.
What's up, Smurf? Cheers, buddy. Looking forward to hanging out with you tomorrow morning at the smoke shop.
Oh, man. I just took a smidge. Hit me the same way it hit me after having a Tennessee the first time.
So, again, like, I love the nose on the rye, like right off the bat, but the nose on the bourbon, I have to say, let it sit for a few minutes and it really becomes a lot more rich. I just love that rye profile from them. It's so good. What's up, Doc? Cheers.
Let's go. Yeah, you got to get the duo. I mean, we're super mean on the sticker on this one, so don't leave a bunch of Mortal Kombat characters on their own. But this was the theme here. So it's Mortal Kombat, which was inspired by, I guess we'll just do a fighting game, video game series every time we do something with Josh at this point.
My vote for next one is Super Contra.
That was my game.
Super Contra.
You know, it's not quite a fighting game, but we could still do that. I could see Josh in like the Contra headband.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
Wasn't he the headband in, was he Ken, right? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
Was he Ken?
Yeah. I don't remember which one he was on that one.
No, Ethan was Ken. I think he was Ryu.
Ryu.
Yeah,
okay.
I think you're right.
I think he was Ryu though.
But they both wore headbands in that too.
Man, this one is just so decadent to me on the palette. Like, it makes that as dark and great as that bourbon is, this just makes it look bright comparatively.
Yeah. I do get all the berries still, man. Dark berries, tons of oak, funky, nice spice. Like, it hits on like everywhere you kind of want it to hit for a whiskey. You know, front, mid, back, super viscous. And with the Tennessee whiskey in this one, for me, like with air in every like sip after, for me, just continuously gets better until the glass is empty. Like each sip for me is a better sip than the last sip on both whiskeys, which is kind of great. So when you take that last sip, you're like, shit, you know, it makes you kind of want to, you know, dive back in and pour like another ounce.
This one is very satiating on the palate. It makes me want to go back to it more and more. Like you said, the other thing that you said makes me think of like a stewed fruit jam. If you were to kind of do that, I don't know what it is about the Coy Hill Warehouse, but the one that I put in the tournament, that's the 9-year Coy Hill Rye against the Tanyard. I'm just telling you, dude, it's going to be tough. And I like the Tanyard, but that thing is the one that you have is so freaking punch.
I don't think it drinks hot. Like, I think it's like how ECPP pirate bottles smack you in the mouth. Like, they got high proof, but they drink good. Like, and it's like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like, it is proofy. It's 140 proof, and it hits you kind of like that. But I don't think it's like ethanol forward, right? I just think it's like
no. It's not ethanol forward in any way. It's just, it's such a punch in the mouth that your palate is kind of like in a state of shock until you drink at least 2 to 3 sips of it until you're acclimated to it. It was the same way with the Heaven Hill 19 that we tried at Heaven Hill. It was the same way. It was like a punch, and I was like, whoa, I can't drink this. And I took another little sip and then got acclimated, and that's where everything kind of started to shine.
Yeah.
Man, this is just, I think Jason Norseman let his sit out for like 20 or 30 minutes. And by the time he drank it, he was like, man, this is like syrup. It's just so decadent and sweet and full of flavor. Cheers, Ethan.
Shut it, Vic.
Florida Whiskey Flight. Let's go.
Smacked in the mouth. This is dang good.
I'm just telling you, Top Dog, I already have a favorite over that. There's no more of it. Well, there might be a little snippet left, but
we'll see when the blind flight comes. You know, Kelsey was the one that put Russell 15 in there. It's like voted it like last when we went through our flight. So you never know when you're drinking them.
You never know. That's very true. But the New Holland Rye to me was a much better experience.
Yeah, like that's still outside of Booker's Rye, probably my favorite rye I've ever had. But I don't think this is like far off that.
There it is. That's the Booker's Rye.
Yeah. That thing is crazy.
All right, Katie. I'm going to put Katie to this test. I'm not going to put Ethan to this test. Katie, if you have anything left of the OG rye to compare to the final rye, I really need you to do that, because those 6 weeks were a blessing. I will put it that way. Those are different. the Tennessee whiskeys were the same. The rye, the finished product is so much better. This is wild.
Tom, thanks, man. We got you in, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, she's gonna do it.
You said we do, and I can. Nice.
But that was the fun part too, getting to taste some of the stuff. You know, with the 10-year we taste. What else did we taste, Darrell, that you brought that we hadn't tasted?
That I brought? Shit.
Well, we tasted the Weller pick from your
Picks,
store,
the
and also what was your buddy's pick from?
Oh, he brought a Larceny pick and a Kings County one that was like hazmat, like super hazmat.
No, the Weller pick.
Oh, yeah, the one that John got for him. Yeah, that Weller pick. Yep, the 107. That was a really good one too.
Yeah, they were both really good. It just depended on your preference profile as to which one you liked more, but they were both really good. Oh, Norseman went big time tonight. Copper Cast 8-year double oaked with an LFD.
What's an LFD?
Damn.
La Flor Dominicana cigar.
Ah.
That 8-year double oaked is a killer. You need to tell Steven whatever he did on that 8-year, he needs to do it again because that one was really good. It's fantastic with a cigar.
Man.
Got Jeff scratching his head on that too.
I am flabbergasted.
Remember the OG being this dense when I remember tasting it. Like this one is way more dense and decadent on the palate.
It's better balanced. It's more fruit forward. It's less spiky. There's a whole bunch of different things going on. That's what I'm trying to break it down of like. So if we go with the stickers, everybody, just to be clear, we've got, I mean, the story is written on the stickers. We've got the flawless victory on the Tennessee whiskey because that was a 6-0. But on the rye, it's called sudden death because this was a 3-3 split all the way through. Even if we blinded it, certain people flip-flopped. Other people didn't flip-flop. But in the end, it was still always a 3-3 split. No matter what we did, we couldn't break the tie. And now that I'm comparing the OG to the final, all I've been saying all weekend is that those that picked the OG or the original rye were correct. Like we picked the right sample. Those 6 weeks did so much. Yes, Travis, you too. You did not flip-flop. I'm still flabbergasted, Travis. I mean, you know how nerd out I'm going to get on this type of thing. But when I'm comparing these two, they are so different. And I'm like, how did 6 weeks make the magic on what's happening with this dang rye? That's amazing.
I've always liked those warehouses from Coy Hill. I don't know what it is, but they always come across super fruit forward for me, which, you know, is kind of yours and my favorite anyway to begin with. Dan broke the tie. Dan was the deciding factor
Yep.
So.
And that's when Dan started stroking out with Frankenberries and everything, because that's all he got on this rye. But it is a 9-year Coy Hill, and Dan was like, we should really walk out with a 9-year Coy Hill. And in the blind, that's what won in the end.
There's almost a maple syrup note on the note too.
God, the final one is so good. Gosh, that drives me nuts. Okay. I'll stop nerding out over that comparison. Katie, confirm or deny me later. Ethan, I don't care about your opinion. And let's move on to.
All right, I'm moving on to the blend right now, Ethan, by the way.
Already? Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know if I tried the blend last time. What was it? 2 parts rye and 1 part the other?
Oh, John Cloud. Cheers, buddy.
Ah. Cheers, John.
Sure. Cheers, man.
It's crazy, like how that happens. Like I truly I don't get it. Right, first sip, I know it's great. Why is the second sip better? Why is the third sip better? Like
just
see,
the
the last-
oils and the way it flows through the palate.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I guess
I
don't
think
know.
he said 2-to-1 on the ratio. 2 parts rye to 1 part Tennessee
Mhm.
whiskey.
All right, I'll do
I'm trying to find it to see if that's exactly what he said, but I thought
Yeah, it was 2 parts rye, 1 Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just trying to figure out how I eye it.
All
Do I eye it potentially?
I would. Unless
Yeah,
you got some 2 parts rye to 1 part Tennessee whiskey.
I guess I should have just.
So I'll
said-
do 10 millimeter.
Oh, you're doing it exact, aren't you?
right.
What be these?
Oh, Todd, that's an easy question
Yeah.
for me. Definitely Russell's. I love Jack, but my heart will always be turkey. Sorry.
So, okay, here's the difference for me on that question, because I actually might lean Jack sometimes. I feel like Russell's has gone out there earlier with the different rick houses, the Camp Nelsons versus this versus that. And we're just now getting to know that with Jack. And I think that's the difference between the two.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, it would be my choice of which warehouses I would pick, because I'm going Tyrone all the way. That Tyrone warehouse is probably my favorite warehouse. There's some C&Fs that I like a lot, but for the most part, the profile of that warehouse, any of those warehouses for Tyrone, hit me just right. So
ignore Coy Hill right now with the rise. But do you look at it the same way when you go through Jack Daniel's single barrels with the Tennessee whiskey?
No, I look at the proof point. Typically,
and is that
honest, for the Jack Daniels? Yeah, on the bourbons.
Is that experience with the different warehouses, or
not necessarily the warehouses? It's just been the proof point tends to do better. Plus 126. I think the only one that Jason and I were shocked by was, we always said that Jack Daniel's rye needed to be above 128, but he and a few of my buddies went up there and did a pick, and they picked a banger 128 proof, and so that kind of blew that theory out of the water. But yeah, for me, it's more like I haven't gotten into paying attention as much. You're right on the Jack as the warehouses, because I think, like you said, I think we're just finding out, like paying attention and knowing what warehouse is what there. Whereas Russell's was always clearly defined where their warehouses was coming out of, and so it was easier to keep track.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, go to Travis's comment.
Okay.
What's he say? There hasn't been any Hill single barrel Tennessee whiskeys from 2001 until this year when 10 Yard went back in rotation. Do we know what that house is for 10 Yard? Actually, I have it. I guess.
Well, it's on the hill. I don't know that. Is it an actual warehouse, Travis, that's called Tanyard, or is it just the hill that the warehouse sits on?
Yeah, because the warehouse should still have a
I think
number.
it's in the hill in general.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking he was trying to say. Just like the Coy Hill is not the warehouse, it's the hill that the warehouse is set on. So I would assume it'd be the same way.
That's a pretty good boo rye. All right. Well,
Yeah, it is.
That brings in more side.
but isn't Clay Hill like a few different like warehouses though? Right? Like, because this one's
Yes,
number
right
one.
now, it is. Yeah, Coy Hill is a few warehouses that they have there. So Todd says, per Bruce Russell, most Russell's single barrels will be coming from Camp Nelson in 9 years old. That's disappointing because I love turkey, but the Tyrone is just a fucking killer warehouse for me. Okay, so the Tanyard Hill warehouses are 1-1 and 1-4.
Oh, it doesn't say on the bottle.
It should.
No, I'm looking at it. Just says barrel number, then 2505-405.
Look right before Chris's.
Yeah, that just says the bottle and date on here.
It doesn't have the barrel house.
No.
Ah.
The
Huzzah!
barrel number. So yeah, barrel house. Yeah, it's different on.
See if I can get that.
Different on this one.
So, why not compare to a Tennessee Tennessee taster here? Twin blend.
It's not Tennessee whiskey. Chris even called it a bourbon. Todd, come on, get on the screen here, buddy.
Tanyard 1-1 through 1-4. Slop 1-5 and 1-7.
Wayne says his favorite JD right now is Barrel House 1-3.
1-3.
Yep.
That would be.
And I believe that's what this.
We're 230 and 113.
230. And what?
113 Coy Hill on the rye.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is 113. Travis just sent me something saying
Oh, that's not
1-1 to
comparable.
1-4 would be Tanyard. 1-5 to 1-7 Slop, and 1-8 to 113 would be Coy Hill.
There you go. Yeah, Peter's said the same thing.
So what are the twos? This one says 230 on our Tennessee whiskey. Or are these just ryes? He's saying, oh, wait, are ryes all ones then the number? Then the whiskeys are two in the number, I guess?
I would assume that, but Travis and Top Dog can probably confirm that's probably true.
Yeah. Tanyard 1-1 to 104, yeah. So you see if we see a low, I gotta look for the low rise or the low numbered ones. Lowest or highest,
So the one up that Jason came out with was 247 by comparison. So I got to learn more about the numbering system here.
Yeah, ours is 230.
So we got about 13 minutes left on the Super Chats, guys. Again, Jeff is doing all kinds of fun picks for you guys. He's got an Augusta that we picked up from Irene's store, the Bourbon Jerk and Whiskey Weather, 6-year malted rye from New Riff. What else, Jeff? What were the other two?
So then a Remus Experimental that I just picked up, the Part 2, and then the Joseph Magnus single barrel, which is technically a single barrel of the Seguin Moreau from the Experimental one. So
okay,
that one's coming from Poor Nerds, from our friend Gary.
Yeah. I'm doing a Smoke Wagon vintage flight. Some early batches. 5801 is the proof point. I think that one's like batch 25. It was before they actually had tags on them, so not sure. Cheers, Joe, sample guy. Let's see what Trav says here. The first number is the property, so the Tennessee whiskey is on the second property. If it starts with a 3, it's the third property. Nothing special as far as Rick House locations or names on property 2 or 3. There we go.
Okay. So focus on the rise.
He says the original special release rye, which was 4 years ago. Is that 4 years ago or 5 years ago?
Ooh.
2020s was the rye.
Yeah.
It was Tanyard.
So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's probably why those things were so damn good.
One-eyed catfish. Cheers, man. Cheers to you. Kenneth Clark. I have a 101 Tennessee whiskey that's delicious. Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with Jack on their whiskeys. Thrasher's in. Cheers, buddy.
Thrasher.
Nope.
I like this blend, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
I hate to say it, but I think Ethan called it. That's a really great boo rye.
Yeah, I like it.
Terrible.
Kenneth Clark, cheers to you. Thanks, man. Got to try the new repick. Yeah, man, it's really good. Toby and Tom and all the other people that were on that pick did a great job. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Tell you what, I'll throw in a sample of this into my sample pack too. So I'll throw in some of the original rye Jack Daniels heritage here.
Man, I killed my bottle.
So good. I killed mine a long time ago. That's when I first got in, dude, and I was getting those at retail, not knowing what it was, and passed out a few at 99 because at that point I refused to pay over MSRP at a store.
Got you, buddy. Thanks, William.
Now this one, gosh, I haven't gotten to this one in a little bit here. It's 133.4 proof.
Yeah, I think that was higher than the one I had. Mine was like 130 point something, but it was so good.
I think mine was 128.3 or something like that, or close to it. It wasn't one of the higher ones, but man, it was so fucking good.
Man, I know it's younger than ours, but man, you can tell that on the nose. I think these were only 6 years at the time, if I remember correctly.
It might have been younger than that, Jeff, because if it's 6 years older, I don't know if that would be. I don't know if they have 12-year stock now of stuff that they were laying back down then. So
for Rise,
yeah,
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was like really young. Like I would think 5-6 the youngest, but it tasted older to me. Like that freaking rye was fantastic.
Jay, I agree with you, man. That nanner pudding, I still have some of it that I'm hiding from myself. We picked up a store, just a shelf for a pick when we were in Louisville, staying at the Nulu area, and Jeff got one and brought it back, and I tasted it and immediately went down and bought the rest of them.
So that's still the thing that confuses me about what we picked versus what I just had on the old school one. There's no nanner pudding anymore. There's no that banana profile. Like this is all berries and char and delicious oak, and
I really never got too much banana on most of the rye single barrels I had. It was more so the Tennessee whiskeys for me. Like I've gotten it before for sure. I know the pick that Kelsey was referencing. Like I definitely got like that one banana bread, and I do remember saying that. I think it was about the Tennessee whiskey when we were at the Airbnb tasting it. Like it was like just that super, like you literally smear that butter on, throw it in a microwave, then you kind of smell it after the fact, like the moist bread with the butter. But that really wasn't present right now. But I did get it more on the whiskeys versus the ryes, for me at least. 2012 was the release.
Okay, 2020 could be as old as 7 to 8 years. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense, Trev.
Man, I love whatever happened in those 6 weeks to that final bottle of that rye. Gosh, those 6 weeks made such a difference. I am flabbergasted by that.
And if you guys wanted to know what Jeff was like whenever he drank the 20-year-old Dickel and could not figure out why he couldn't figure out that it was Dickel, this is pretty much what he was doing.
It's an unsolvable riddle. It is an unsolvable riddle. That final rye is so remarkably better than our OG that I'm not surprised why we were split now and why it's called Sudden Death. But the 6 weeks on that made that thing special, and that is not logical. That drives me nuts. If I were to rank the order of what I just drank, the rye, the final product of the rye would beat the heritage rye, and the last place would be the OG sample. That is wild. Always break me. This one breaks me in particular, though. When I find these like logical things that shouldn't exist, that's what I love about whiskey too. Like, how did 6 weeks make that barrel magical? But it did. It did in the end. That is crazy. That is crazy. All right, I'm gonna go back to the Tennessee whiskey because that one's just gonna kill me. Well, we haven't even talked about it yet. So I'm going to work on the super chat names. But as I do that, why don't we talk a little bit as a preview to what we did at Copper and Cask? specifically when it came to our barrel pick experience.
You
Yeah.
want me to take this? Or
Yeah,
you want to
do
take
it,
it, Kelsey?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
All right. God. Too many names to actually name, but everybody that was a part of it knows who they were. But yeah, man, it was a nice group of us, went down to Copper and Cask. Freaking, over the last few months, have been kind of curating what I thought was the best of some of their higher age stuff that they haven't released yet. So a mixture of like 9-year, I guess, 10-year and 11-year stuff, which prior to, I think this year, 9 has been the highest, which was the 9-year small batch. I don't think there has been any 9-year single barrels from them, for bourbon at least. So I was tasting through a bunch of the new lots coming in, trying to like, narrow it down to what I thought was kind of the best of the best, which mixing up I threw a couple wrenches in there too, on behalf of like Steven and myself. I actually kind of wanted to see it. 14 people voted at the pick, man. It was a lot of us. But yeah, kind of like just selected a couple things that I thought was pretty interesting and brought these guys in, man. Freaking, they set it up really nice for us, pulled in there. We were in kind of like a back room where they hold some barrels. And he's kind of like the jack of all trades over there. This kid, Peter, I say kid, but he's maybe in his 30s or so, but he's young. Helps Steven with the blending process and kind of like the assistant master blender, I think, is kind of like what his role is over there, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Very, very smart kid. But yeah, he kind of like did the process for us, laid out the 4 samples. We were going into it blind as well as myself, because I didn't want to be biased to what I thought was maybe the best prior. So I kind of kept it, not looking at what was being poured, and genuinely went in there, on a blank slate and just voted what I thought was best. But we want to say what we chose? Do we? Yeah, actually, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So it came down to the flight had a 9-year, a 10-year, and 2 11-year bourbons. I believe everything was 36% rye, MGP. A couple different states for the aging process of it. 2 were Kentucky, 1 was West Virginia, and the other one was Indiana. We end up selecting, which was kind of crazy. Just to put it in perspective, when I was tasting through these, I put this one in particular in there because I thought it was going to throw everybody for a loop, and it wasn't my favorite. But for that reason, I wanted to throw it in and see if anybody got similar notes to what I got, which absolutely wasn't the case, and I didn't get the same notes either when we were tasting it. But we end up selecting a 10-year, I believe it's like 125-ish, 126-ish proof bourbon. It was aged over at Smooth Ambler, and Copper and Cask got it probably a few months ago. So the entirety, granted, obviously distilled in Indiana, then spent majority, if not almost its entirety, over at Smooth Ambler, Old Scout. Then they acquired it from them. So I'm not saying it's the same as the old school, Old Scouts, but the profile is very different than what's kind of on the market right now for MGP, which is kind of nice, But all in all, super fun, man. Appreciative to, Copper and Cask letting us in, and, loved having these guys out there, picking a whiskey with me, man.
They've got a lot of fun stuff on the way that we got to taste too. They've got a really good rye finished rum that's going to be coming out. Another 20-plus-year-old cigar blend on its way out, and a beer finished. Was that a beer finished bourbon or rye that we tasted?
Ooh, I didn't taste it, but I think it may have been a rye.
I think you're right. But anyway, all of them were delicious. My favorite was the rum finished rye. It was so good. Really, really good.
Yeah, I don't think I tasted any of those after you guys, because you guys pulled away a little bit from the pick and were rummaging around with Peter, probably, right?
Yeah.
Going through stuff.
Yeah. Peter was taking us through stuff
Mm-hmm.
in vats and everything else. So very, very different experience pick wise, but very good. You don't very often get to do that kind of stuff in a pick room, where you just kind of go wherever you want to go and try whatever you want to try, type of a thing. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
It's the one thing I love about that place. You know, when you're over there, it's like a second home. They're like, "Oh, you want to try this? You want to try that? Go ahead." Like anything that's like not claimed, like they'll just open up a barrel and let you taste. You know, like it's fun. That's why you catch me over there every other week, like just running through there, like, "Hey, are you home?" I'm like, "No."
I wasn't going to mention Cheez-Its, but we'll deal with the Cheez-Its part later when I get with the sticker here.
Oh, jeez, that was funny.
Now, my request, though, to Darrell is still to keep an eye on Barrel D, our second place finish. That one, it wasn't ready yet. But based on what I just did tonight, maybe 6 weeks' time, it might be ready. I don't know.
Barrel D was good. That's the one I end up selecting. But like I could have flip-flopped between D and C. Darrell, what do they charge for rent? Asking for I don't know, man. I just walk in there.
Yeah, that one, it was really close between C and D for everybody. B was really good, but it was a really Four Roses forward profile, which I know Darrell loved, and that's why he loved it. But A was really, and here's the thing, A was really good too. OH said something that really made a lot of sense as far as having that type of a balanced profile on A, even though it was one of the older ones, was still very, very, very good. I know OH loved that one. A was his second place, yeah. And we did have an appearance from Mr. and Mrs. Giggles. That would be Jeff and Katie, which was a lot of fun. And Dan. But holy cow, they could not stop laughing that night. It was so funny. They just could not stop laughing. They were cracking each other up. At one point, Dan sat down on the couch and sat down so hard he hit his head on the wall and just giggled. It's just crazy. It was a lot of fun. So
We had a whole lot of fun when Katie looked me in the eye and she was like, "Let's team up and have some fun." I was like, "Oh, we're in for a good night. Let's do this." And then you guys just kept blending and blending and blending. You a-holes. All right.
Kept you on your toes.
Respect your game. Also hate you at the same time. Now, well, let's get into it here. Vic, I got you in there. So I did see it. But we got our wheel.
all right.
So we've got 3 giveaways tonight. Mine is going to be a 5-pack giveaway, including a Buckner's 13 year, the OG of the Jack Daniel's rye. So if you buy our rye, do a comparison for me. The New Riff malted rye picked by Whiskey Weather and Bourbon Jerks. A Joseph Magnus picked by Poor Nerds, Gary Franchi, and a Experimental Remus. That'll be our first giveaway here.
Nice. Very nice.
That is an eclectic pack right there.
Absolutely.
No. Kelsey, how many times do I have to randomize this?
2.
You know not to ask me. Who's it going to be? Is this one yours,
Good
Jeff?
luck, everybody. So this
First one
one's
you
for
pick?
mine.
Okay.
Yep.
John Cloud.
John.
That's a great win, John. Right there. You're gonna-
John, we are actually overdue on this one, so we will coordinate. Congratulations, John. All right, Kelsey, what's the second wheel spin?
7.
No, what did the bottle she giving away?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I will randomize it. No, wait. No, Darrell. He specifically asked me to randomize this 7 more times.
Yes.
Crazy.
So we're doing Smoke Wagon, OG Smoke Wagon, pre-labels on the back. 5801. There's, I think, another one that's a batch 30 or 40, and then a few picks that are old smoke wagon picks. So good luck, everybody. Tom. Tom.
All right, Tom.
Get you some good old smoke wagon, Tom.
Hey, congrats, Tom.
Stag batches and store pick. One store pick and some batches.
All right. So, do you want me to randomize this more, or am I good to spin?
Absolutely not. And the winner would appreciate the non-randomizing. Roman.
Cheers.
I don't know if they've won.
Now, Roman, this might be your first wheel spin. So if you're hearing this right now, get back to me at helloagainwhiskeyfriends@gmail.com. Get in touch, and then we'll figure it out.
Get us your info, and we'll get those samples out.
Boom. Man. So, closing thoughts, gentlemen. We've got the Jack Daniels coming out this Monday. So, if you're on the Patreon or Facebook groups, keep track of that. We got the release schedule on there. Man, these are driving me nuts. It'll probably be limit 1 on the rye, limit 2 on the Tennessee whiskey to make sure I can get through all the groups. So that's something that we're discussing, and they're $84.99.
Yep.
I think that's what I got on the Jacks. What are you guys thinking?
I'm good, man. I'm excited for everybody to get to taste these. You guys did a great job picking them. For us to be able to get a Jack pick, let alone 2 in the first 2 years, it's pretty awesome. We are extremely blessed to have the friends and I won't say co-workers, but friends and colleagues that we have and get to share picks with. So
we've got Dan. Dan was tenacious on this one. So I'll call out Dusty Dan. Dan would not let it go. We would not get out of 2025 without a Jack Daniels barrel pick. And Dan called every distributor in all these regions to make this happen. So it's all Dan. It's all Dan.
So thank you, Dusty.
Appreciate you, buddy. But no, I can't really touch any more than you did. Just excited, yeah. Release this on Monday, get this in everybody's hands. I know a few people got to try them during this past weekend, right? And I don't think there was one negative thing to say. You know, and there's people that it was their first time tasting. Actually, well, it wasn't my first time, but it was a lot of people's first time tasting, and they all enjoyed it. You know, so it says a lot. Like Jack Daniel always lives up to his name for the most part anyway, but when you get some good palates on the tasting block and they can kind of pull something that's a little different, and that's kind of what we try to do. Like, we can always get that standard profile, but we try to find something that's great, but sometimes maybe a little different too that you're not used to. You know, and this one I don't think lives up to the standard Jacks, either one of them that have been releasing. You know, I don't really get berries for the most part, and I get dark berries and citrus on both of these, which is way off profile for me, which I dig. Next up,
Yes.
Oh God, I can't wait for that one.
We are dying to let this hit our palates again. It's killing us.
Yeah, do not miss out on a Jack, and do not miss out on that damn Silver Springs, dude. Oh my God. We've kind of set ourselves up for something, which is, I was thinking about this earlier. So with Silver Springs and Jack Daniels in the mix, with all the other rye picks we've done, I feel like we've got to do a little rye comparison at some point here, because I don't know, both of them are special, Darrell. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Like, I put the Jack Daniels rye at a 90. I think we're probably putting the Silver Springs a little higher. Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting comparison to do someday.
Too, though. I think the
The
walleye.
walleye was great too.
And well, that's what I'm getting at. We've gotten all these ryes, and I'm like, oh my god, there's an interesting rye blind flight coming up. I'm actually kind of worried that the boot clapper might be in last of that flight, and that also freaks me out at the same time.
I don't even think it's close.
Who knows, man?
But the boot clapper's amazing.
The ETA on the Silver Springs is sometime in March. We don't know an exact time. It's supposedly on its way sometime in March. I'm hoping that it will be closer to the 3rd or 4th week, but we'll see. And we'll keep you guys informed on that too. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you again, Darrell, for all the wonderful time we had this weekend, especially the introduction to the hot wieners. And I got to make Darrell say it because he says it the best. Go ahead, Darrell. What were they?
I don't know.
Come on, Darrell.
It's hot, but you emphasize it so much. It's just hot wieners.
Hot wieners. Hot
I don't
wieners.
say wieners.
Yes, you do.
Wieners.
You say hot wieners.
I think your accents play into it a little bit.
I think it actually sounded worse when he de-emphasized it, honestly.
Agreed. Like I said, Darrell says it the best.
Wieners. That's how it sounds. Like.
that does sound worse than what Kelsey said.
Well, thank you guys so much for all the support. Make sure you guys check, like I said, the release schedule. Again, should be no issues on the stickers, but if for some strange reason there is, just contact Shared Pour. They'll get your stickers. Because that one's a really important one to have. Like I said, if you're getting both, especially to have the full kind of poster sticker essentially between the two. So
literally gave it to Shared Pour in centimeters on what we wanted the sticker on.
Yeah, he did say West Virginia. That's very true, Mark. Yes, you did. Go back and watch this. You certainly did.
Virginia.
No, you didn't say it that way. I promise.
Virginia. Get out of here.
Oh, goodness. You go back and watch it, Darrell. I promise you. It's in there.
All eyes. Can't go back. It's lost in the cloud forever.
Forever. Definitely not recorded or repeatable.
Yep.
Hey, sticking to it.
All right. Well, everybody, check out. Jason's going up, right? This is first week of Blend Again?
Should be.
Yes.
Wait, the real Blend Again is today?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
It should be. So, go check out Jason. Tell him we sent you, and we'll catch you on the next Whiskey Wednesday.
Cheers, everybody.
I don't think he's live.